So, well, then I would like to introduce to our next speaker.
Hi, there is no problem. Good.
So maybe, Georges Descombes, Professor Emeritus of Architecture at the University of Geneva, works both as an architect and landscape architect, I think for his own, but also for Atelier Descombes and Rampini. And I would like to give you the word for the inspiring topic, designing a river garden. Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Stefan. It's a pleasure. I was here in 87 last time. It's a very fast. Jean Nouvel, Algovan before. Not in this room. I put this quotation quote of Jim Harrison. Maybe you know the novel. He said in the following discussion with it's the context of the research is not completely linked or waterproof with the field you are working in it. Inspiration or hypotheses come from a very large spectrum. Alvarado once said architecture is like a trout of river. It does not live where it was born. So you architecture is also born somewhere, another field, and then so it's why this idea of accumulating data, you need data after to check your hypothesis. Because maybe MDRDD are not agreeing with me because they are with data architecture. And I think the context of the research is important because today, in a way, with the catastrophic situation of the world, not only in terms of climate, we have to reinvent what Nina was saying, that, the living world will go on. There is no problem with le vivant. The bacteria will go on as they started without us. What is at risk is the relationship we have with the world. We want to have this paradise, green paradise. It's funny that Musk wants to go to Mars, it's a desert, and he destroys the planet, which is a paradise. To go there, completely correct. Yeah, I go on because I will already discuss this problem of hypothesis. I want to go on. With the you can stop. No. No, following your lecture, Nina lecture, we had to analyze river, which is the drama of Cape Town or here. For very, very limited reasons, in short time, you can analyze river to think this as a solution. And there was a competition in Geneva to get rid of this canal. The canal is here. Well, this is after the project. The position of the canalized river there. And they wanted to to renaturalize, as I said, which is completely crazy, renaturalize, or the term is important. And the competition, we were 14 selected, and if I should, I will come back on this. This was the river, former river, and the canalization, which was following a complete system of drainage of all 400 kilometers of drain. Put that in 19th century. And you see the short circuit of the canal cutting the former meander. And the implicit program of the competition there gets rid of this bloody line. There is no straight line in the nature. And you put the river in its former. This is a very strange idea of history, to take history seriously, to go back to this. This is an illusion. You can't go back for many reasons, because in this former meander, very interesting biotope were developed. So you are going to cut this or to destroy it. And there are a lot of straight lines in the nature. For example, the ray of the sun through the cloud. So they will say, oh no, it's not nature. So the God will be. We won the competition, saying we keep the canal for others. We get rid of the water, except for surface water. We put an espace de liberté, new space for the river, which is the key point when you want to regenerate the river. I think it's the best term is regeneration, not restoration, which is not renaturalisation, which is completely idiot, but regeneration, and we have a large space. This is the first and most important decision to regenerate a river, is to give more space. And then the river will do what she wants. And for the rest, we said we will keep the canal. Contrary as a team in the competition. Why? Because we wanted to see, to have a possibility to have a before and after. If you destroy the canal, you don't give the possibility to someone to understand the shift between what was and what is now. And this is very important. I will come back on it. And in the competition, we didn't know what to do with this former. So we said, experimental gardens. I give you advice in the competition. If you don't know what to say, it's an experiment. The jury is always impressed by this. And we won. And this is the general map, about 10 kilometers long. But what is important is that we should, and this is the hypothesis, that we should, if we want to regenerate a river, and I will come back on this, this is a catchment basin. You can't work only on the trunk of the tree of the river, so you should work on the complete catchment basin to have a chance to really regenerate. But you know, if you wait for the perfect site with the perfect region and for the perfect dimension of the project, it's better to change profession. You will always have a small amount of what should be larger, but with this small amount, you have to build the problem, not to give the solution, but to clarify the problem. And it's enough to have 10 kilometers in the middle, not at the birth of the river or at the end, just in the middle. So you could say it's crazy. You should start from the beginning and everything as well. No, we work on the spot they gave us, and on the spot you have to decide what is useful, funny, clever to do. Well, you know, when you guys have it, well, that's what it means to design a river. So in the competition, we made this, which was rather clever, let's say, or habile. We don't know if the river will be there, depending on the flood. Okay. In the competition, everything comes. But when you start to make the working, the enterprise asks you how many cubic meters you are going to dig and so on. So we draw at the end a kind of river, an hypothesis of a line, and we draw very precise Swiss drawings, execution. And at that time, in 2000, we won the competition in 2000. In 2006, we were very advanced in this precise drawing. I gave a lecture at Berkeley. There was just before me an important man, Descombes. He's one of the key guys of the project-based design I will talk about. And just before me, he showed what do the engineer to restore. They make a scenery with diagrams, their own thing, or what, and they give is concrete, and they want to have this scenery built forever. And the landscape architect would say, another, let's say the first manner is a technical scientific approach. There is a cultural approach, it's the landscape architect. They had a charming English river with cows and bosques. And they will do that with a soft, no concrete, but with a creation. But they both share the same thing. This bloody river must not move. I have designed that. And at the first big flow, the river does that. So Condos was included in our team. And he said, you have just to give first hypothesis. You have a paper, a print with all these things explaining. So you give space to the river. You get rid of maybe the humus, 60 centimeters of earth to avoid this in the water, and you let the river go. It's okay. It's perfect. You don't have to do nothing. The river is a co-design. Should design more than. But the problem is that the problem is if the river design, when it is flood, you need a lot of water. And the people, the ecology, not so cautious. So the fish, the people, the fish people. They said it's too long. It's too long. So they come back with their trick, with blue there, make the river move back. They were impatient. So we thought we had to find another way, a way to accelerate the process of automorphism. We have to help the river. The trick and the lesson of this river is to act and not to act. You can't say where the river will do the problem. Yes, if you make the launching elements, if you add, yes, you have to do something, and then you let the river. So we were looking for something and going. This is the problem of the context of research. If you are strictly in the field, you have to take risk to make a project. A good project is ahead of what you already know. You have to jump into, not to be stupid, but you have not to be too sure that it will succeed. So I was reading a scientific article of Pierre Gilles de Gennes, Nobel Prize for Chemistry, and he was talking about percolation. Defined roughly, so going through the water through a porous material, like cafe. Espresso is percolation. So we thought, well, the river is something like this. It's water going through sand and gravel. And we were looking on the map of the scientists, the diagram, who were studying the percolation phenomenon. And they were all like your grid. They were hexagon. You know, like when you have a branch with a nails and you have a ball. You don't know where the ball will go. This is with the same. Yeah. This is, you know, the kind of diagram. The guy was. So I thought maybe we should try this. And so the slide should be. So we try that with a very useful and habitual, like a chocolate Suisse. And we put milk, a bit time, to see if it was possible. And so after that, now, talking about the interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary. So we draw the plaque of chocolate. And I will explain you how it was possible and how it was risky to propose this to a river. The risk was inside the team. We had a team with biologists, not biologists, environmentalists, special people. They are not very scientific, not enough to be correct. Engineer, structural engineer, and there was a hydraulic engineer. Hydraulic engineer in our case, delirium chocolat. C'est complètement fou, ça va pas marcher, all the sediment will go there. And so the Swiss federal government who was paying for this project is 80 million Swiss francs, so it's a lot. They were looking for something, not the pseudo-scientific technical engineer with restored river or landscape. They said maybe something else. I said, why not? So they were saying, why not? But we want an expert, international expert, high level, to you can say. So we asked Matt Mondor, who was already in the project, and he said, okay, he has a level of acceptation by the scientific. So we could do that. You know, just a way about 2 words about interdisciplinarity. We had in Geneva a big guy, Jean-Pierre Piaget, a psychologist, and he was at the head of a center. He wrote about the difference of interdisciplinarity, transdisciplinarity. He said when you work in a term of interdisciplinaire, you can have one group of scientists. And at the end, they work together, and at the end, they always the same idea. Transdisciplinarity, he said, it's a group of people, at the end, in their own discipline, something has changed. So the transdisciplinarity is a way of the confrontation, the relationship between the different composition of the group of researchers go ahead of what we do already. He was a great guy. He said, we should, in university, we're talking about research in university. He said, look, first year students, you should have the best professor, showing your students the best, the up-to-date research in their field. Because when they will see what is the science last moment of research, they will have the energy to learn. You know, it's like if you want to play trumpet, it's better to listen Miles Davis than your professor of trumpet. You need the process. It's like the hypothesis and analysis. If you have Miles Davis or head, you will maybe take the time to learn with patience. But you have a goal, you know what. And Piaget said, you must put the first year with the top, because this will give them the energy for learning. And he said also you should abolish the faculty. Seminar and interdisciplinarity. Everyone talk to everyone. Well, so we draw that and we start to make it. So first we get rid of the humans. It's about 1 kilometer. Then we draw. This is all drainage. And we dig the sheen to make our grid. It was clay sometimes. And you know, you can imagine the people of Geneva when, what are they doing? It's denaturalize the river. No. The most educated are long art, which is not completely wrong because long art work with entropy. In a way, we expected this. It was not a fixed, just like you're doing. It's the rules to be abolished. Show you something. But of course, it was, I think, the success in a way of the project is also the clarity of this in a way, because it's like a manifesto. I don't imitate the river because it's impossible. And then the water came in. So we were really afraid because we said, well, if the water take one, only one will be there. And the erosion, so we could. And it gives immediately, with the acceleration, was spectacular. You know, there is kind of a meandering inside. Now I show you this. This is a grid after that, and then 2 months later. Now explain me how you draw that. Impossible. We made the only explanation. We don't want to put the crypto everywhere in the image. No, but this is a false image because it's a so maybe 12 months. In 12 months, the diagram and then the right. So it's a kind of a simple image synthetic. So this was the problem. The description roughly and schematic of the space given to the river. Now, the canal, as I told, the presence of the canal is a way to see it was like this, like that. It's a kind of a scene of where the people are invited to come, to see, and to observe what is tried, what this experimental thing. Also working as a kind of buffer zone, because the main promenade is here. So it's in a way, it controls the afflux of public on the very fragile process going on. And in the canal was 3 meters deep. We keep only 1 meter imprint. This imprint was sufficient to manifest the form and give a lot of. We had to take running water on one side, so it takes paper exactly all the necessity to do this. But all this, we had a dike also to protect. We are, it's an urban stream, so we had 10 kilometers where we could do that, but just after there is a motorway. Instead of wetland, there is a villa housing. So we are moving through difficulties, but nothing is pure, like I said, we will do that up to the Mediterranean Sea. So it's a short experience. And there was a dike to control the amount of water acceptable for the risk of the city. By the way, because all the projects, the main reason for getting all the funding is the security against the flood of a very rich area town. I don't think that if you ask 80 million for the birds, they will give you that. If it's to protect the city, so I think everyone entering in the regeneration of rivers should try to convince the people that it's also the security, which is true. Yeah, in this canal, we didn't hesitate to use concrete. That's another story about what is a project. It's not a mimic, it's not an evocation, it's a clean, nearly brutalist, I could say, flat. We wanted that the river is not, or nature is not only to be seen, to be experimented with all this taste, the temperature, the sound, the smell of the river. And we had a lot of children come up to the river and they put the hand into the book. And we don't need to make a false rock, so concrete. And also, I learned that from the danger of a project is the people get used to the natural elements. They see that in a way too soft, too habitual. And they don't see the world because they see it too often in a way to cliché. So making this not so many, sometimes this abrupt thing, but a way to to react to the sensibility. What are they doing? Why they put that in concrete dimension? Concrete? No, not concrete. And it's a way of renew the attention and renew the question you can say what they are doing with this river through emotion. Because this is the new emotion. We play also with the chords, a lot of chords, all the project is full of chords. And this is the most Japanese, everyone has seen this. Cascade. And you see, this is a cultural landscape. Say that not only for the birds, but it's a relation between human and non-human. We have to preserve. So we have to take care of this little guy as much as a little bird. No problem, it's the same. Attitude, you mentioned the name of attention, empathy. Empathy with the living things, human, non-human. These were all of the existing thoughts that we kept. So there is a kind of rhythm, music along the canal. Now, to conclude, in the newspaper, the name is Let the River Run, which is a translation of Laissez-faire la rivière. There is an afterword, which is not in the blue book, by Mark Convex. I think it is the most important newspaper for you. It's not, I'm not going to translate it, but he mentioned the shift between form-based design, that's the one I was saying, be landscape architects, be engineer. They are thinking that they must give the river a form. And now, an experimental field, which is process-based design, which is precisely acting in a way to facilitate the regeneration, automorphogenetic. Ça, c'est une chose très importante. It's a very important shift, because now you were saying, is the fact that I took 20 years of my life. This project, so I took 20 years more. And it's not changed my idea of landscape architecture. Yes. It's because I think taking account of the show or you know that the water problem or the water is the key element of the keeping the earth habitable for us. If we don't have water anymore, it will be very difficult for the planet. And for me, it impedes me to make tricky landscape architecture decoration. I'm not interested. It's to compete with TV colors. I would like to go on now because the projects of the river, which have been very well accepted, I don't see the default, I see the limits. It's, as I told you at the beginning, this project builds a problem. I see the problem of a river and catchment basin much better than before. So what I want to do now, it's not to apply that to another river, but let's do that. I would like to work on the sides, as I showed you, catchment basin. But because this river, talk about virtual river, this looks like a river, but the quality of water is not good. The quantity of water is not enough. So it's an image, false image of a river. And if we want to really solve the problem, we have to work on the agriculture, transform, as you mentioned, or Nina, with permaculture, with agroforestry. We have to work on the sides of it. And this is passionnant. This one was saying it's an open air laboratory. Okay. We want to say that the people on the project is evolving, and it's an open air laboratory. We could say that. And this is the afterword. I really advise you to read that. And then, talking with Matt Gandalf recently, he said, in the Sacramento, in the domain or in the group of the people of process-based design, people, COT, Diamond, and Gandalf. Now they have a new, maybe fad, we said in English, fad. Something you always come with the same idea. On dit en français, une lubie. That's the role of beavers constructing dams. So the guy said, no, we are on Earth, beaver were before, so they know exactly, it's true. They know how to do that. So we have to take the beavers, make design, which is, it's interesting, but it's oversimplified. It's maybe worse in an American plain with meander, but in the Alps, it's more difficult. And we work also as urban stream, so we have a lot of difficulty. But so Gandalf is really, we have a good exchange to see that. But now I wanted to show this. You know, this is one of these photos taken even in the night. This is a beaver. So in our project, this beaver came alone. We didn't put them. So I would say, okay, if we talk of beavers, they came just to say, yeah, you were right. So it's my beaver support. Thank you.
Thank you very much for this fantastic, inspiring lecture. And I'm sure you have some questions or comments. Yes.
I am wondering, how did the nature develop around or on the islands or water?
Well, very well. Surprising because, you know, the river is just when it's raining, the water goes in. When the terrain comes, take all the water, it makes a river. It's an overflow. So even when it's dry, the water is not very far. It's in the book you have a comment on this. River, the water table, underground water is maybe 1 meter lower. So all the plants, it's not good for the fish. But we have a lot of insects, birds, plants. So it's, you know, this river is not like we have from glacier, so it's a snow. It's a torrent. It means 6 months, 4 months long, it's dry. But this dry does not impeach the plants. And yeah, you know why it's growing so well, the plants? Because what we did, in a way, is a gardening. When you have a gardener, take a râteau, so he softens the soil, the plants. And this, in a way, is a bit of gardening. We prepare. No, we wanted to do this first. That's also an important precision. We thought we don't want the form to be stupid, so we invent. So we try this. But what we didn't realize that doing this, we kept the island, the losange, and we economized 60,000 cubic meters, makes a lot of economy exportation of material. So, and first, and secondly, the river to erode, to make the river full and river, they need material. So these islands are reserve of materials to make the gravel and such. And that's, again, but the surprise for us was the speed. You know, we made the first attempt where we did to the losange, and we just get rid of the people said it's too slow. Even now, the morphology of this 2 kilometers we try is poor in confrontation of what result of this losange. And in the text of Max Campbell from process-based design, the scientists, mainly in California, they elaborate 4 criteria to judge if a project is really process-based design or is it the criterion like the time, the acceleration of the process of morphology, the quantity of energy, the space, and the focus for the air as an original, innovative way of accelerating the morphology. So it was really spectacular. And we can understand that. The blue book, even maybe you put that, I will send it because we don't know what to. But straight was a good. And we understood what was the twins. You know, if you have a canal of 15 meters, as it was, you give him 100 meters. You can imagine that if there was 1 meter of deep water, on 100 meters, it's 2 centimeters. So the water has no more, except when there is big flood, the water lose all its energy. When we do this schema, diagram, so some other landscape architects try to make a canal and saying the river will break the reef side. But the sides are too strong, so the river is kept in its position. In our project, once again, the narrow system of the canals keep a certain pressure, like the tube, and the earth is fragmented like a garden. So we have, and after, we have made what they call wriggle in the earth, the rayures. And I have try to understand, because, we said we could observe it works. Why? We didn't know exactly why it was working. It's in a book, American book, on the conservation of the soil. What not to do if you want not to destroy yourself. But we did exactly the contrary. Everything à l'envers. We made rigole. It's the worst. So we understand that it's a labourage, it's a gardening. We can the earth concentrating the work. Maybe it's successful. Yeah. It was a fantastic. This project. We won the competition in 2000, and at that time we was professor at the UNIVA. We had a program, architecture, and we don't want to say landscape architecture. The architecture and landscape. Architecture, landscape. We don't want landscape architecture. We want that. Okay, landscape. And for 5 years, we were doing this project and teaching in the Piaget. So we had a seminar. Usually, a professor came, one professor came in the class, and the day after there is another. And we said, no. We put all the professors, 5, 6, 7 professors together, all the students, and 1 or 2 days after the. And in this exchange, we start to investigate what to do with this project. So in a way, we were talking with Stefan. I dream of a university which would the government 10,000 more money, because the solution of the problem of the worker is in university. I think the best place to investigate for these transdisciplinary groups. If we do experimental projects, because this project, what the university gives to the researcher is time. In an office, you have financial constraints. You can't work 10 years on a small project. In university, we really work as a project on the research, experiment, research for years, financed by our salary. It's not easy to do because very often the professional of the profession say, it's a false concurrence. University took the commission, But I trust really, I think university have a key role to play in this invention of a possible life on this planet.
Thank you.